Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I'm here to give you my thoughts on the most recent Jordan Peele movie, Us. The horror movie Us just came out yesterday. Well, technically Thursday night, but yesterday really. So I am here to give you my thoughts. Is it as good as Get Out? No. But it is still a very, very, very good, a very, very solid, and at times brilliant horror movie that I will give a 8.5 to a 9. At times it's a 9, at times it's one of the best horror movies, but most part, it's a solid 8.5. If you want to just get my opinion right off the top about Us, and you just wanted a number to, just get and just go on about your business, that's my thoughts. It's a solid 8.5. At times, it's a straight up 9. At most of the time, it's just a 9. Most of the time, it's not. But at times, it does reach into the 9 territory. But to me, this movie is more of a horror movie than Get Out was. Get Out was a psychological thriller with horror elements. This is a horror movie with psychological thriller elements. See what I mean? It's a reversal. It's more horror with psychological thriller with a little bit of like science fiction-ish things thrown in there, / you just don't know. There's nothing I can really tell you about the movie without a spoiler. Now, I will say it's a lot twisty. It's twisty. It's twisty. It's more vague. It feels like a classic horror movie. It feels like something along the lines of not on the same quality, but in the same ballpark of the way it's done is like The Shining or something. A movie that you have to put some thought into to get it. A movie that normal people, that ordinary people who just want to go see a horror movie for the jump scares and whatnot, will either be impressed or like the horror aspects and like the more cerebral horror that he's going for, or B, come out feeling like they didn't get their money's worth. Because I will say, this kind of was unexpected for me. There was a lot of people who came out that theater who did not like the movie, like normal audiences, and it kind of messed me up a little bit, because I remember coming out going, it wasn't as great as, I wanted to walk out that movie going, wow, that might have been the greatest horror movie I've ever seen in my generation, you know what I mean? I wanted to walk out like that. I didn't walk out like that. I walked out about the same as I felt about like It in the Halloween movie, where I was like, that's a fucking great fucking horror movie. You can do these things, man. We gotta keep doing these things. And but when I walked out of this movie, it was less jumps. It wasn't about the jump scares. It wasn't about the cheap stuff. It was all timing and psychological and playing with lighting and it was all the thing that great horror directors do. You know what I mean? Like I said, and perhaps it was music and the theme. It had its own kind of weird theme and the thing that made the movie kind of stand out and made me have a classic feel to it. The movie, to me personally, when I walked out, I was like, this has a classic horror movie film vibe to it. This has the vibe of a movie that when I look at again years from now, I'm going to be like, yeah, I remember Us. Yeah, man, that was a great movie. Like it feels like it's going to make a top 10 of 2000s horror movies. When they go into the 2010s and make 2010s great top 10 2010s horror movies. It feels like Us is going to be in there. It feels like Us and Get Out are going to be in there. So to me, I enjoyed the movie. The twist, there's a whole lot to, honestly, this video has to be short because I can't get into it because it's just so many twists. All I can tell you is this. If what you see in that trailer is not the full story, it is not the full story, it is not everything. There are much, much more things at play here, and it's pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn interesting. And there's a couple messages in there, but they're all messages they're not racial messages, just in case you're someone who couldn't watch Get Out because you're like, oh, Get Out saying all white people are bad. But no, it's not actually saying all white people are bad. It's saying that some white people are bad. It's saying that these white people are bad, and that this is a fear that all black men have in the back of their skulls when they're dating a white girl. That's what Get Out was about. Or as some other people have pointed out, Jordan Peele's married to a white woman. I think he maybe has kids with her, so it's like, I guess this is probably a thought that crossed his mind when he was going to meet the family. But yeah, to me, Us, it's not as good as Get Out. It's not as classic as Get Out. It's not gonna be. It's not as revolutionary. I don't know, revolutionary is a hard word. It's not as thought-provoking as just like stands out of a cloud like Get Out did. Get Out to me was a particular movie, and it just stand apart. I think I called it the best movie of that year when it came out. It just stood apart. This movie is more cerebral. It's more, and it's cheeky. It's cheeky too. The thing too, if you think you're gonna get normal, and the thing too is Jordan Peele is a comedian, has a comical background by nature, which is why it kind of catches a lot of people off that he can make these kind of movies. But don't let that fool you. Jordan Peele can do horror, but he can also have the comedy in there when it counts. There are too many times in this movie where you find yourself laughing, but not laughing in a, wow, this is like terrible, but laughing in the situation is funny and the guy's handling it in a funny way, and they're just handling it like normal people. And that's the best thing about this movie. They actually feel like normal people. But anywho, I give Us a solid 8.5. It's a solid 8.5. It's one of the better horror movies I've seen in a while. It's kind of boosted up this whole renaissance of like good horror movies with Halloween and It and this and Us, and there's been a lot of good ones. I can't wait to see Pet Sematary in a few days. I've heard good things about that. I can't wait to come back and talk about that, to say how good that movie probably is, or maybe I don't like it. But Us, I definitely like. I didn't quite like. I will say maybe he could have pulled back for people who aren't like you, because I could tell when I went to see it that there are people who went there thinking, oh, it's gonna be jump scares. It's gonna be like jump scares and stuff of that nature. Like the movies that normal film, like that film people are like, this is shit, and that normal audience is like, oh, it's so scary, the jump scares got me. It did not do that. In fact, there are a few jump scares in this movie. It's all situational, it's all atmosphere, it's all lighting, it's all music, and it's like, yeah, this is, real horror. But because if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, which this one is legit, because you have no reason to think about it, unlike Captain Marvel, the audience score is low. The audience score is like a 70, but the critic score is like a 95. And you know why? Because, like I said, film people know, when you see it, if you're a film person, you're going to have a good time. If you're not, maybe it's a 50-50 coin flip. That's how I'm going to just say it right there. If you are into horror, you are going to love it. If you're into horror, because you understand horror. And I had a great time with this movie, I gotta say. The cast was great. The twists and turns are great. Jordan Peele did it again. I can't wait to see Jordan Peele do something else. I'm hoping Marvel could snatch him up to do something. I'm hoping Marvel could snatch him up to do something. Like, I've heard, by the way, minor coincidence, if you're a 90s kid, you might have heard of this TV show called Gargoyles. Now, I love Gargoyles. Dark as shit for a kid's show. It was pretty goddamn dark for a kid's show. But Jordan Peele apparently really wants to make a Gargoyles movie, which me personally, I am down for that shit. Now, thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Are you going to go see Us? Are you excited to go see Us? I recommend it. If you're a horror fan, if you're a fan of Jordan Peele, go see Us. If you liked if you liked it his other movie, Get Out, go see Us. But if you're not into horror, if you're not into this, if you think you're going to get something cheap jump scare thing, don't go in expecting it to give you the cheap shit. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Don't go in there you better be ready to think, okay? If you think you're going to go to this movie and just turn the brain off, I'm just going to go enjoy me a horror. No, okay? No. Now, which might be a fair flaw of the movie is that Jordan Peele might have went a little too highbrow. Maybe, but thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Please comment below. If you've seen the movie, what do you think of the movie? Are you going to go see the movie? Just comment whatever you want below. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, people. Goodbye.